Alright guys, sorry it's taken so long for this episode to come out. I had recorded this previously, but there was like a weird, crackling static noise, and I was really tired whenever I recorded it. So I didn't want probably one of the biggest episodes to come out, so far to be really bad audio and also me not being energetic. So I'm just deciding to re-record it now, and then I will edit it and it will be up as soon as possible. So it is a couple days late. I apologize for that. But it's better than me uploading a really crappy episode with really bad audio. So um first things first, you may notice a few things behind me. Let me get that drink out of the way first. Um, so obviously we got the AT&T Center championship newspaper, all that kind of stuff, like we did before. But now we finally have a Milwaukee Bucks championship pennant. And we also have the championship hat, which was supposed to come in a couple days, but it came in right on my birthday. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on, and then afterwards it's going to go on top of the white LOB trophy that I'm about to talk about as well. So then we have the finals coin that I talked about on the draft reactions right there as well, and I'll grab that and show you guys, and I will describe it for the audio listeners. So a couple weeks ago, I ordered three things, and they all came in at different times rather than the same time. I don't know why. So the first thing that came in that I showed on the draft reactions with Fernando is this. And for audio listeners, it is a finals coin. So I will read out the certificate of authenticity for you guys and for the audio listeners. So it says Certificate of Authenticity NBA Finals 2021 Phoenix Suns versus Milwaukee Bucks, 39 millimeters, 24 karat gold flash plated commemorative coin, limited edition of 5,000 made. So as you can see, or can't see, it says NBA Finals 2021, and it's got the Larry O'Brien right there, and then the Suns, and then the Bucks. And then it says Suns and Bucks on this little ribbon right here. And then on the bottom it says Phoenix versus Milwaukee. So that is one of the things I ordered, was this finals coin that I am very proud of. Another thing was the hat that I am wearing right now. The 2021 Milwaukee Bucks championship hat. And then another thing I ordered was a miniature Larry O'Brien that it's a 12-inch replica with the Bucks plate on it from Fanatics. So that says it's not going to be here for like another 2 weeks. So I don't know why they're shipping all these at like different times rather than shipping all of them at the same time. But it is what it is. As for the pendant, I got that for my birthday from my mother. So thank you, Mom. And then the white and black LOB we will go ahead and talk about real quick, because that is going to lead us into a bigger discussion. So So this white LOB behind me is it's something that me and my brother made for 100 subs. I'm just gonna grab it and bring it over here. So sorry I keep getting up, guys, but I have a lot of stuff to show y'all. So not sponsored by Under Armour. That just happens to be the shirt I'm wearing. So this me and my brother made because I joked after the Bucks won that I would order a replica Larry O'Brien trophy, but those are about $400 to $500, so we weren't gonna do that. And then after that, we had also hit 100 subs, and I wanted to do something special for you guys for 100 subs. And so this is kind of unique to the channel and everything, and I really like it because as you can see for video listeners, the logo to the podcast is a white LOB, and so basically what we tried to do was recreate that in 3D and in real life. And so yeah, so this is how it turned out. We went to Walmart, Joann's, Dick's Sporting Goods, and then we got the paint at Lowe's. So and it's kind of getting kind of dirty since I keep picking it up. So I should keep it on the shelf so it doesn't keep getting dirty. But yeah, I'm very proud of it. I love the way it looks, and on the bottom here it says Nathan Net as well, for the podcast, and I personally think it looks great, and after having made this, I would rather have this and made this than getting a replica Larry O'Brien like I said I was going to. This means more to me because me and my brother made it, and it represents an accomplishment that we reached together as a community, reaching 100 subscribers on YouTube. So yeah, thank you guys so much for 100 subscribers, and this is a statement of that we hit 100 subs. So hopefully we can hit 250, 500, 750, or maybe even 1,000 in the coming months or years, and I can keep doing amazing stuff for you guys because I really enjoy doing this. Yeah, it means a lot. I had fun putting this together, and it's great having this because again, I'm kind of repeating myself, but it's like it means more than just ordering something online, because it's unique to us. So yeah, and then on top of that, in one of the first episodes of Nathan Net, I had said what my goals for the podcast were, and one of them was to hit 100 subs by the end of the year. So we've done that, and whenever I made those goals as well, the podcast wasn't available in audio versions on Spotify and Apple Podcast. It was only on YouTube. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back up on the bookshelf, and then maybe we can reestablish some of the goals. So, yeah. Alright. So, yeah. One of the goals was to hit 100 subs by the end of the year, and we've done that. So I would say now we are going to extend that goal to maybe hit 250 by the end of the year. At the time I'm recording this, we're about at 114 subs, I think. Um, so we're getting subs pretty fast, which is exciting. Um, and again, whenever I made these goals, the podcast wasn't available in an audio version. So I would say to get 50 listeners on Spotify or Apple Podcasts would be another goal, because once you hit 50 listeners on Spotify and everything, you're also able to start getting monetized. Much like on YouTube, it's once you hit 1,000 subscribers, you're able to get monetized. Um, so that would be very exciting as well. Um, as for long-term goals, obviously a goal for me would be to be sort of recognized in the NBA community as a sports analyst or basketball analyst, basketball commentator sort of thing, doing this podcast. It would be fun if maybe in 10, 15 years we get to, interview another NBA journalist, or maybe even interview a former NBA player or even current NBA player. Obviously, that's a long shot, but uh, I'm hoping that we can do it, and I'm gonna keep doing this. I love doing it, and I'm gonna keep trying to improve for you guys to achieve the goals that I'm setting right now. Um, and that's sort of my long term. I still want to do the NBA road trip I've talked about before. So y'all that haven't seen the previous episodes, basically, and I have a map to the right of me, um, and basically it's a U.S. map that has a push pin in it in all the cities that have an NBA team. And eventually, I want to do a few podcast episodes where I do a road trip and hit every single one of the NBA stadiums. And I record like an episode in each one of the cities at their stadium. And I think that would be really exciting and really fun and great content for you guys. So that's another long-term goal I have. Um, Trying to think of what else we got. We talked about my birthday a little bit already at the start. So yes, I turned 19 yesterday. I recorded on Saturday, so I would have recorded prior to my birthday. But the audio on that one was like so bad, so I'm re-recording it today. Um, and a lot of the stuff I got was Bucks stuff and UTSA stuff, which I kind of figured and I was really excited for, and I really appreciate it. I'm hoping maybe whenever I go to UTSA, I'm gonna try and minor in broadcasting so I can get better at the podcast for you guys, and kind of have um, I don't know, something professional that says like, hey, I have a degree in like broadcasting. I think that would be kind of cool. And then who knows, maybe I can do like the basketball sports page at UTSA, even though I know that'd be difficult because I know probably everybody that's like probably 80% of the people that are doing journalism want to do the sports page. So um but yeah, for my birthday as well, we also, it was kind of funny, uh we have the same person do my cakes at HEB every year. um like ever since I was 3, we go to HEB, and there's one person that my mom knows really well that makes my cakes every year, depending on like an idea that we give her. So like like one year I remember really well was like Sonic as an example. Like I was super into Sonic the Hedgehog, so she got like a Sonic action figure and like put it on the cake, and like it was like a giant like 3D cake that was like had like the loops and stuff like that, and it looked like Green Hill Zone and everything, with like Sonic rings on it and everything, and just stuff like that. It's really great. And so this year, um, I told her, like, I did a basketball podcast and the Bucks won, and I said it would be funny if that was on the cake. And so on the cake this year, she made it dark green for the Bucks, and then put Nathan Butnett, the name of the podcast, on it, and then put the logo on it. That again is right here. She recreated that with icing, and then she put Bucks and Six on the cake as well, which I think is great. So for y'all that are watching on video, y'all will be able to see that. And for audio listeners, it's pretty much what I just described. It was a dark green cake that said Bucks and Six, Nathan Butnett on it. And yeah, that's all I really got for my birthday. And then we talked about 100 subs already. So now let's get into the thing that I know all of y'all want me to talk about, which is the NBA draft. So it's going to be kind of hard for me to talk about the draft since, like I said, I recorded this episode on Saturday. And on Saturday, I kind of got all of my initial thoughts out and stuff like that then. And like, obviously I'm re-recording this, so I don't want my reactions to seem fake, because I've already reacted to it. But like that, I'm just letting y'all know now, like I've already looked and read through the draft on Saturday, whenever I recorded. So I'm going to try my best to repeat what I said on Saturday, but if it seems like I'm not having much reaction to some of the picks, it's because I had my initial reaction on Saturday whenever the audio to the episode was like all messed up and everything. So if y'all can, if that makes sense what I'm trying to say, but like I'm still going to tell you my thoughts and everything. But it's not my initial reaction, unfortunately. But you guys maybe, before we go into the draft, this kind of has to deal with it. I did tell y'all whenever I got the golden toilet that every week we would have a loser of the week, and that's why we have the golden toilet. So let me go grab that. So along with the golden toilet, every week saying loser of the week, I think I talked about this last time, but me and Fernando discovered that Lamar, remember that's the name of the bird now, is Lamar. We finally named it after like almost a year of having it. Lamar is the perfect size to fit on this toilet. And if y'all remember as well, back whenever it was plus 71, I made a bunch of jerseys for Lamar as well. And so it kind of goes together where whatever jersey Lamar is wearing, if it's a team, that will be the loser of the week, and he will sit on the golden loser of the week toilet. And then if it's like a person or a player or something like that, that's the loser of the week rather than a team. Then Lamar just won't have a jersey on, and I'll say like the person or player rather than the team. But for this week, unfortunately, I have the San Antonio Spurs as the loser of the week because of the draft. And I will explain why in just a second after I pull up the draft results, and we will talk about it. And then after we do draft results, we will talk about trades, and after the draft results and trades, I think that'll be it for the episode, guys. So I have picks 1 through 60 listed up here, but I'm only really going to go through the first round, so 1 through 30, and then I'll kind of hit like some like things, ones I think are important in round 2, but I'm not going to go through the whole second round because I know people are really more focused on the first round. So Pistons, Cade Cunningham, we knew that was coming. However, I don't think that I don't know how good of a pick it is. Cade Cunningham, amazing player, amazing all-around player, but I don't think Detroit is the right spot for him. So again, I'm gonna try and repeat as best I can what I said on Saturday. So basically, what I said on Saturday is Cade Cunningham is an amazing player, but he won't work for Detroit, in my opinion. And I could be proven wrong with this. But in order to be a great all-around player, you also need good people around you. And I'll compare him to Luka in that way, where it's like Luka in the playoffs. I almost said finals. Sorry, Luka in the playoffs, dropping 40 to 50 points every single night. Luka, amazing player. Probably one of the best players in the league right now. But he has nobody to help him out on his team, and you can't put the entire team on your back, and you can't get assists if the person you're passing it to can't make their shots. The Dallas got a new coach, and if I can find the picture, I'll show it in video. Obviously, people that are watching this live and audio listeners won't see the picture, but if I can find it when editing, I'll show it. When Dallas got a new coach, he took like a funny picture for Instagram where he said, I'm drawing up new plays, and he took the whiteboard that has the court on it for drawing up plays, and instead of drawing like X's and O's and like actual like plays, he just wrote in big giant letters on the whiteboard, "Give Luka the ball." And like, yes, that will work, but no, it won't work. It's like a yes or no situation. Like, yes, Luka's your best player, you want to play through him, but at the same time, you don't want to play through him on every single play. You need a second option. You need other people that you can play through. And you can't just rely on one player for the entire game. And I think Cade Cunningham is the same way. Cade Cunningham is an amazing player, but being in Detroit, he's going to have no help, and a lot of his skills will not be maximized or shown, and it's just he's going to have I think he's going to have trouble in Detroit because he's going to be trying to get assists, trying to help out his team, and he's going to pass it to a player that just bricks it every single time. And I saw a lot of memes about that, kind of like joking, saying the same thing. Like they said, Cade Cunningham's career is now over before it even started. I don't agree with that, but like again, I get what they're saying. And I was talking with Fernando when we were reacting to the draft. Cade Cunningham said, "Detroit, I'm all in," and I could see him easily getting traded in like anywhere from 1 to 3 years. Like it could either be next year or it can be in 2 to 3 years. Him getting traded, even though he said Detroit, I'm all in. So that'll be a funny meme to make. Like I was telling Fernando, like I could easily see 1,000 memes being made, and I will definitely make it as well if he requests a trade next year, and he's like, it's like Detroit, I'm all in whenever he's drafted, and then and then it's a clip of him requesting a trade, and it's like da 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 da, like I'm sure a bunch of memes like that will be made. Um, but that's really like, all I got on Cade Cunningham. Again, great player. I don't think he's gonna work in Detroit. Rockets, Jalen Green. We kind of knew that was coming as well. We knew it was between Jalen Green and Evan Mobley. Um, I hate to say this, and I know Fernando's gonna love hearing me say this. I think the Rockets are the overall winners of this draft this year. I think the Rockets won the draft. They got two amazing guards, I think, and one forward, or maybe it's one guard with Jalen Green and then a forward or a center. I don't remember. But either way, they got three great players out of this draft. And yeah, Rockets won this draft. Whenever they picked Jalen Green, I was a little worried for them because Jalen Green is another guard, and I was worried that they were going to keep doing the small ball strategy, which doesn't work in my opinion. But then later they got some forwards and centers. So the Rockets are like kind of stacked now. But Jalen Green, yeah, amazing player. And we knew the Rockets were either going to choose Jalen Green or Evan Mobley. So the Cavaliers. All right. Stream kind of disconnected there for a second. I'm hoping we're back. I'm hoping I didn't lose the last 30 minutes that I just recorded. But Evan Mobley, let's talk about him real quick. If I'm wrong saying this, I'm sure y'all are going to make a bunch of edits about me being wrong, saying I'm the worst analyst ever, and I was so wrong with this. But know that if I'm right, the opposite's going to happen, and I'm going to make it known that I called this. And I think Evan Mobley's going to be the next great big man. I honestly think that if he goes into the weight room, he could be on Giannis's level. And the reason I say that is because look at his highlights and look at Giannis's highlights. Giannis, the reason why he's so great, especially as a big man, is because he Euro steps and dunks it on like 2, 3, sometimes even 4 defenders. Like 4 people will be on him, and Giannis still manages to dunk it. And with 4 people on him, 9 times out of 10, he's also going to draw the foul with it. Then look at highlights of Evan Mobley in college. It's the same exact thing. Evan Mobley will have 2, 3, 4 defenders on him, and he'll still dunk through all of that exactly like Giannis. And people are going to tell me, or people are going to say like, oh, well, he's way too skinny to ever make it in the league. Like what he does in college won't work in the NBA and everything like that. And then I'm going to I'll propose a question to the people that are saying that then. Do you think that wasn't said about Giannis as well? The exact same thing when Giannis was drafted was said, saying Giannis was too small, Giannis was too skinny. He won't be able to dunk his way through the NBA, and now he's an NBA champion, doing exactly that, dunking through the NBA, dunking through the finals, dunking through the playoffs. And he went to the weight room like every single day, and that image has circulated pretty much everywhere now that Giannis is an NBA champion, showing Giannis on draft day and Giannis now when he was a toothpick and now he's huge. And I think that the same thing can happen to Evan Mobley. Evan Mobley, I admit is like really skinny right now, but if he starts working on himself and bulking up, he can be another great big man. And um, that's gonna take dedication from him, and it's gonna take dedication from whoever he's under. Like, let me look up the Cavaliers head coach real quick. Cavaliers head coach is JB Bickerstaff. So I'm gonna admit I don't know much about Bickerstaff. He could be a great coach. He could be a bad coach for all I know. And this may be some bias talking, but I think that if Evan Mobley had a coach like Greg Popovich, he immediately would be one of the greatest people in the league. And what I mean by that is, and Fernando even said this too, so Fernando agrees with me. Fernando said that Greg Popovich is a player, and even the announcer said this during the draft as well. Greg Popovich is a coach that will not focus on your weaknesses and try to eliminate your weaknesses like most coaches do. Most coaches say, okay, this is what you're bad at, this is what we need to work on. Greg Popovich is the exact opposite. Greg Popovich and other great coaches will see what you're good at, what you're amazing at, and rather than focus on your weaknesses, will maximize your potential by honing in on your strengths and working on your strengths rather than focusing on your weaknesses. And that's what Evan Mobley needs to do. Evan Mobley needs a coach that will tell him and push him to work on pushing through the paint and work on building some muscle so that he can be an amazing big man, like I was just saying. He needs to put on muscle and work for it like Giannis did, and then he will be on the level that Giannis was. Or is, I should say, not was, because Giannis is still playing and is still great. And that's really all I have for Evan Mobley. It's gonna come down to how much he wants it, and how much he's pushed by his coaches and the people around him. Raptors draft Scotty Barnes. So Scotty Barnes is a forward. I know everybody was expecting them to draft Jalen Suggs, but they went for Scotty Barnes as well. And we all know what that means. We're going to talk about trades here in a little bit. But Raptors have a new big guy. Siakam better stop packing his bags. And even the announcer said it in the draft. If you go back and watch the draft reactions that me and Fernando did, like I said, as soon as they did Scotty Barnes, I was like, well, now that Toronto drafted a big guy, Siakam better start packing his bags. And literally 3 seconds after I said it, the announcer said the exact same thing, saying, well, Siakam better start packing his bags. So that was kind of interesting and funny to see. And then Magic draft Jalen Suggs. So Jalen Suggs, guard. Somebody to play the one. Play the 1 or 2 on the Magic. Jalen Suggs is a great player. And I'm pretty sure he's the guy that whenever I was watching his highlights, because during draft night, obviously whenever a player's drafted, they like kind of show like what he's good at, what he's bad at, and like show off his highlights. And I said Jalen Suggs reminds me of Drew Holiday. He plays amazing defense and gets steals, and yeah, and they showed a highlight where Jalen Suggs got a steal, and it was near identical to the Drew Holiday steal. in the finals. Like literally almost the exact same. Like the only difference was obviously it was Jalen Suggs in college and then Drew Holiday in the finals, but it was the exact same steal where they just grab the ball and they just like take it down the court. Um, and I see Jalen Suggs being an amazing player. Again, in my eyes, he's gonna play a lot like Drew Holiday. So Thunder draft Josh Giddey, a guard to play with SGA. Um, I think that's a great pick. I think that that is now a good starting point for the Thunder rebuild that I say the Thunder need to work on. Um, I think that that's a great start to rebuild for the Thunder. Um, Warriors draft Kuminga, a big guy to help Draymond Green. I think this is a great pick because I personally don't think Draymond Green is that great. I think Draymond is overrated in my opinion. Um, so that's somebody to either help out Draymond or replace Draymond. And yeah, great pick from the Warriors. Magic draft Franz Wagner, guard forward. So this is the guy I'm pretty sure they said plays like Ben Simmons, and I don't really think that's a good thing. He's a 6'9" guard forward, so I'm gonna meet that in the middle and say small forward. But they were showing highlights of him trying to play at the guard position, and he had really weird ball handling. Um, because like he's so big, and yeah, we'll see how he plays obviously, but I think he's too big to play the guard position, like Ben Simmons. So we'll see how he turns out, but his ball handling was a little weird to me. Kings draft Davion Mitchell. Um, I found it funny when the announcer during the draft, he said the draft is something that the Kings never seem to get right, so we'll see what they do this year. I think this is a pick that the Kings finally didn't blow. I think the Kings finally like made a great pick. Um, and yeah, we'll see how the Kings turn out. Um, but the Kings, great pick to start the rebuild. Hopefully, Pelicans draft Zaire Williams, goes to the Grizzlies, so it's gonna be Zaire versus Zion. Whenever it's Grizzlies Pelicans, that'll be exciting to see. Hornets draft James Bouknight. I don't know much about him, I'll be honest. And here's the one y'all all wanted me to talk about. Spurs drafted Joshua Primo. So I had a huge reaction to this whenever we drafted another guard. I got like super mad, and I made the video that came out on the YouTube channel as a joke. The 5 stages of grief featuring a Spurs fan, because I was super mad and disappointed we drafted another guard. But Joshua Primo is a great player. He wanted to be in San Antonio, so I think he'll stay loyal to us. And who knows, maybe even though he's a guard and not a big guy, maybe it can be a Giannis situation where he stays with the Spurs for a while and then gets a championship. We'll see what happens, but he's a great player and he's got a pretty high free three percentage, I'm pretty sure. Let me check again. So he has a 38 free percentage, and yeah, great kid. We'll see how he does. Pacers draft Chris Duarte. Warriors draft Moses Moody. Moses Moody, I think, is a great pick for the Warriors because it's kind of injury insurance for Curry and Clay. because Curry and Clay have been injured the last couple of years, so the Warriors haven't been able to do much. But also, on top of that, Curry is kind of getting old. I'll admit, I don't think Curry's in his prime anymore because he's getting kind of old. So that's somebody to kind of pick up or like replace Curry when Curry retires, or if Curry gets too old to do what he's been doing. Corey Crispert to the Wizards. Thunder drafts Sengun, but it goes to the Rockets. So Sengun, center. Yeah, I wish this was somebody that we took, but the Rockets got him, and I think he's gonna be a great player. 16 points and 13 rebounds as a center. He definitely does his job as a big man, so that's something you always love to see. Grizzlies draft Trey Murphy, but goes to the Pelicans. Thunder Trey Mann. Nick Kai Jones goes to the Hornets. Kai Jones, amazing big man. So the Hornets have somebody on the big side to complement LaMelo's small position. Hawks draft Jalen Johnson. Knicks draft Keon Johnson, goes to the Clippers. Lakers draft Isaiah Jackson, goes to the Pacers via Wizards. And then Rockets draft Usman Garuba, forward. 16 points, 12 assists, and 3 blocks. So we'll talk in a minute after. We'll talk in a minute after we go through the draft stuff, but I want to talk about that 3 blocks per game. Rockets again draft Josh Christopher, a great guard. The Rockets pretty much have got an entire starting 5 this draft, and every single one of them are great players. So the Rockets 100% won this draft. Clippers draft Quentin Grimes, goes to the Knicks. Nashawn Highland to the Nuggets. Cameron Thomas to the Nets. Jaden Springer to the 76ers. Suns, Day'Ron Sharpe goes to the Nets. Jazz draft Santi Aldama, goes to the Grizzlies. So for the second round, just stuff that I wanted to point out. Pistons draft JT Thor, goes to the Hornets. So the Hornets now have Kai Jones and JT Thor, 2 great big men to play along LaMelo. Bucks draft Isaiah Todd, but it goes to Wizards. Spurs draft another guard in the second round. And he is almost 50% from 3-point range. So who knows? Maybe he'll be sort of a Devin Booker type player that just shoots a bunch of threes. Yeah, I'm excited. Even though it's another guard, and I was kind of disappointed we got 2 guards. I think it's 2 great guards, so we'll see how they end up playing. So I want to talk real quick about Usman Garuba and his 3 blocks per game, and then talk about the importance of defense. So I'm gonna open this coffee real quick. Not sponsored, but I've said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. I think people underestimate the importance of big men in the league. And I think Rockets now have an amazing center and amazing forward from this draft. And I would take a big man with 15 rebounds and 5 blocks a game over 30 points and 0 blocks and 0 rebounds a game. And I know that's weird to say, and I know that player that I just described is basically Andre Drummond. Gets amazing blocks and rebounds, but scores nothing on offense. But I said this throughout the entire playoffs with the Bucks because people kept doubting the Bucks. And it is now going to be my motto in the playoffs. And the line I kept saying was, it only takes 1 point. It only takes 1 point to win a basketball game. You know, I'm just going to say random numbers, but you get the point I'm trying to make. Like 57-56, that's a win. 113-112, that's a win. 88-87, that's a win. It only takes 1 point to win a basketball game. This is kind of off topic, but helps reinforce my point. Back whenever I was like 10 years old, I would say, I did karate because whenever I was 10, that's what everybody did. That was like the cool thing to do back then. Now karate is like kind of lame and stuff like that. Not to say that if you do karate, you're lame. That's not what I'm saying. But it's just like karate is not like something that a lot of people do much anymore. Back then, it was like everybody did karate. But anyway, let me get to the point of the story. There was a kid that did tournaments with me in my age group and won almost every single tournament doing the same strategy every time. So you got points for contact, basically. So what this kid would do is at the very start of the round, he would get a hit in, get point for contact, and then for the rest of the match, either block or run around so that the other person couldn't score anything. And he would win like 1-0 almost every single time. And I look at all sports kind of in that way, with that story. Basically, obviously this would never happen, but like just as an example, like say you have 5 big men on your team and no guards. And then like you get the ball, you go, you dunk it, you score, you get 2 points. And then for the rest of the game, you are blocking every single shot or getting steals or making the other team turn it over to where they don't score anything. And then you win the game 2-0. That's a win. And obviously that's a hyperbole. I don't think any basketball game would be 2-0 because it's the NBA. But that's kind of like the point I'm trying to make is defense, and you've heard this motto before, defense wins championships. And we saw that in this Bucks series. We saw that in all 5 of the Spurs championships. And we saw it even like with the Seahawks in football a couple years ago. Defense is what wins. If you can prevent the other team from scoring, it makes the points that you scored that much more valuable. If it's back-to-back play, much like the Bucks Nets was, if it's back-to-back trading buckets, then all you're really doing is just like again, you're just trading buckets. You're just seeing who can score the most efficiently and who has like the highest shooting percentage and stuff like that. But then you look at the Bucks in the finals where Giannis is getting blocks, Drew Holiday is getting steals. That's what won us the championship. Defense wins championships. Defense wins games. And that's why you need your big men in the game. Because your big men can get the blocks, get the rebounds, and that's what you want. If you look at the Bucks throughout the entire playoffs. Almost every game, we won the rebound battle, we won the block battle, we won the steal battle, we won the turnover battle. And that's what won us the games. That's what won us the playoffs. And your big men can get those rebounds for you, get the blocks for you, and then your guards on the shorter end can get the steals for you, and that's what you really need. So I kind of ranted about big men and defense again, but I just want to get that point across. And I hope at this point you understand what I'm saying. Like, defense is like the most important thing you can have over offense. So I went through the trades again on Saturday, but now there's been more trade rumors in the last 2 days. So we'll go through trades again, and I'm gonna go through the trades that I said on Saturday one more time, since obviously the recording I made on Saturday is not going to be available. So the Celtics are working on getting Isaiah Thomas. That'll be interesting. Detroit Pistons may pursue DeMar DeRozan. Now, DeMar DeRozan, nobody knows where DeMar DeRozan's going. And if you try and tell me you know where DeMar DeRozan's going, you're a liar. I have seen probably 20 trade rumors in the last week that say DeMar DeRozan is going somewhere. Like, every single time I check the trade reports, there's a new DeMar DeRozan update. So it says DeMar DeRozan to the Pistons is the most recent, less than an hour ago. There's a trade that may send Lonzo Ball to Charlotte and Devontae Graham to New Orleans. That'd be really interesting to see. Both the Ball brothers playing together. That'd be pretty dope. The Knicks are not going to re-sign Derrick Rose. Kawhi. I know everybody made jokes about it whenever the Clippers lost in the playoffs. But Kawhi's going to be a free agent again, so everybody joked like, oh, if the Clippers lose the playoffs, Kawhi's getting a trade. Well, that's exactly what happened. Once again, another DeMar DeRozan update. The Heat are this is from Trending NBA, quote, the Heat are currently exploring ways to sign both DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry in free agency. I think if DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry go to the Heat would probably have to give up some players. Like, they would probably have to give up, like, Jimmy Butler or Bam Adebayo. This is another one that I thought was interesting. The 76ers are trying to get rid of Tobias Harris. So everybody's talking about like what happened to trust the process and everything like that. Like Tobias is like all these players that we got are that the 76ers got, like Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, and even Embiid back in 2019, like they're trying to get rid of. So it's kind of interesting. Once again, another DeMar DeRozan one. The Maverick, a quote from Trending NBA, the Mavericks are now front runners for DeMar DeRozan. Yeah. So again, another DeMar DeRozan update. Knicks are hoping to sign Carmelo Anthony. Damian Lillard might go to Knicks, but I know that Damian Lillard has denied a bunch of trade rumors, so I don't know. So Lonzo Ball. Lonzo may go to the Chicago Bulls in free agency. So we'll see if he plays with LaMelo or goes to Chicago. Lou Williams may go to the Bucks. That's really interesting. Brooklyn Nets may try to get Brian Forbes. Um, Honestly, as a Bucks fan, you can have him. Um, Derrick Rose back to the Bulls. That would be very interesting. D Rose back on the Bulls. Um, so kind of going with the DeMar DeRozan to the Mavs trade rumor. The Mavericks traded, the quote from Trending NBA once again, the Mavericks traded Josh Richardson to make cap space to sign Kyle Lowry this summer per Mark Stein. So, Kyle Lowry could go to the Mavs and then DeMar DeRozan could go to the Mavs because I know a lot of people were saying they want to stay together. So, Carmelo Anthony and Lakers have mutual interest in each other. This is one I really didn't like to read. Bobby Portis is declining his $3.8 million player option. Oh, sorry about my alarm going off. Bobby Portis is declining his $3.8 million player option and will become a free agent. I really wish we kept Bobby Portis because Bobby Portis I think is great at everything. I really wish he was on the starting five as opposed to Lopez. Because he plays amazing defense. He plays mad, and he's like an all-around great player as a big guy. And there's clips of him in the finals and in the playoffs too. Of even though he's a big guy, we pass him the ball and he drains threes, but he plays amazing defense, amazing offense. Especially when Giannis was injured, he stepped up to the plate. So. John Collins signs an extension with the Hawks. Blazers and Raptors are discussing a trade involving C.J. McCollum for Pascal Siakam. So, like we were joking about earlier, Siakam leaving Toronto. I'm sure that will come to fruition. Again, another fucking DeMar DeRozan update. DeMar DeRozan still has interest in signing with the Lakers. Russell Westbrook, everybody already knows this at this point, but Russ is going to the Lakers, and I know everybody's saying now that Russell Westbrook is going to the Lakers, that the Lakers are going to win this championship now, and I think anybody that says that is absolutely stupid because the season hasn't even started yet. Like, the finals just happened and got done, and you're already saying the Lakers are going to win the championship. Like, we have a whole year ahead of us, and basketball is so unpredictable. Like, I know that the Bucks and the Suns both kind of got to the finals with injuries, but I mean, there was no super teams in the finals this year, which I liked. Anything can happen. We still have all of summer league to play. We still have all of regular season to play. We still have all the playoffs to play. And then you have the finals. And people are saying it's a done deal now that Russell Westbrook is on the Lakers, that the Lakers are going to win it. And I disagree. So, the Heat interested in Lonzo Ball. This is one that excited me because, again, I want somebody to replace Brook Lopez. The Bucks may look to improve their this is quote from Trending NBA. The Bucks may look to improve their championship roster this offseason by pursuing forward/center Porzingis. So I think Porzingis may be sick of being in Luka's shadow, and I would love to have another big guy in the Bucks to replace Brook Lopez. So Andre Drummond probably leaving the Lakers. Celtics are interested in trading Tristan Thompson to Atlanta. The Wizards are acquiring Kyle Kuzma. Detroit traded Mason Plumlee to the Hornets, so now the Hornets have three big guys with Mason Plumlee, Kai Jones, and JT Thor. Um, Bradley Beal may go to the Clippers. And that's really all I got for trades, but I want to talk about some of the proposed Ben Simmons trades because I think the 76ers GM is high on crack. Quote from Trending NBA, the 76ers are asking the Warriors for Andrew Wiggins, James Wiseman, number 7 and number 14 picks, and 2 future first-round picks in a Ben Simmons trade. So obviously the draft has already happened. That trade didn't go through, and I'm glad that it didn't go through because if it did, the Warriors would be very dumb. You're essentially asking for you're saying Ben Simmons is worth 6 players because you're asking for Andrew Wiggins, James Wiseman, 2 first-round picks, and then another future 2 first-round picks. Ben Simmons is not that good. Nobody wants Ben Simmons. That's why you as the 76ers are trying to trade him. Nobody wants Ben Simmons. And then I'll go to there was another trade that was proposed between the Spurs and the 76ers for Ben Simmons, and that one was just as dumb as well. The 76ers want 4 first-round picks, 3 pick swaps, and a young player from the Spurs in exchange for Ben Simmons. Like, no, it's just not going to happen. Ben Simmons, you're not that good. 76ers, Ben Simmons is not that good. Ben Simmons sucks. So, yeah. But that's all I got for trades, guys. That's all I got for the draft. And with that being said, I'm going to call that Nathan But Net episode 9, and I will see y'all in the next one. Thank you again for 100 subscribers, and hopefully we can get 50 listeners on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all the audio. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. Hey guys, so I just wanted to add on to this episode because literally like 30 seconds after I pressed stop recording, my phone was blown up with finalizing trades, so I just want to get those in at the end of this episode because otherwise I know y'all are going to be coming at me being like, oh, this is old news, Nate, you're a horrible sports journalist, like this is old news. So I wanted to get them in at the end of this episode before, that way I don't have to talk about it on next episode when it's a whole week later and everybody already has heard these trades. So Trae Young finalizes a max contract extension. We figured that was coming. 76ers are interested in Damian Lillard. Nets are trying to give Carmelo Anthony a contract. Lakers are still trying to obtain Buddy Hield. I like that trade because that would get Buddy Hield out of Sacramento. Lakers may try to get Danny Green again. I don't know why the fuck he would do that. And Lonzo has officially become a Bull. Agreed to a 4-year contract for $85 million with the Chicago Bulls. Tim Hardaway Jr. has agreed to a 4-year, $72 million deal to Dallas Mavericks. Mike Conley Jr. has agreed to a 3-year, $68 million deal for the Utah Jazz. Kyle Lowry Heat stuff. Chicago Bulls are sending Thomas Satoransky, Garrett Temple, and a second-round pick to New Orleans for Lonzo Ball. For Lonzo to go to the Bulls. That's from Trending NBA. Jimmy Butler signed a 4-year, $184 million contract extension. Jarrett Allen, 5-year, $100 million deal to re-sign with Cleveland. Pacers re-signing T.J. McConnell. Cameron Payne re-signing with the Suns. Duncan Robinson, 5-year, $90 million with the Heat. free agent. This is from Trending NBA again. Quote, free agent star Chris Paul reaches agreement with Phoenix Suns on 4-year, up to $120 million contract. And this is what I'm excited about. Bobby Portis is signing a 2-year, $9 million deal to stay with the Bucks. Yes. Dwight Howard is signing with the Los Angeles Lakers. D Rose is staying with the Knicks for 3 years for $43 million. JaVale McGee signing a 1-year, $5 million deal with the Suns. Reggie Bullock agreed to a 3-year, $30.5 million deal with Dallas Mavs. Norman Powell and Trailblazers, 5-year, $90 million. And Blake Griffin is re-signing with the Nets on a 1-year deal. I thought Blake Griffin was out of Brooklyn, but seems like he's staying there. So that's all the trades I have as of August 2nd, 9 p.m. So I will keep y'all updated in the next episode, episode 10, for what else I hear. But for episode 9, that's all I got for you guys. So I'll see you on the next one. Peace.